Hola chicos, today we are going to discuss the adverbs. In Spanish, adverbios. What are they? Adverbs are describing the adjectives or the verbs. For example, with the adverbs you get the information of how, when, and where. For example, you could say she rides fast. That would be how. He works often. Often is when. They are far. That would be where. So let's say you want to say the pear is green or the pear is yellow. Would that be an adverb? Absolutely not. Why? Because the pear is a noun, and that's why the yellow will be an adjective and not the adverb. But if you say the wolf rides fast, for example, then it will be an adverb. Why? Because it describes the verb rides. And if you say, for example, the pear is very yellow, very is an adverb because it describes the adjective yellow. So the adverbs are words that describe either adjectives or the verbs. All right, so let's see how it works in Spanish. You already know some adverbs. Rápidamente, fast. Raramente, rarely. Lejos, far. So you know that rápidamente is an adverb because it tells you how. Raramente it tells you when, and lejos tells you where. So let's see. So let's say you have two rabbits. One rabbit that had a lot of coffee and one rabbit that didn't have enough coffee. The rabbit in Spanish is el conejo. So you have here the rabbit that had 5 cups of espresso, and then you have el conejo va rápidamente. The rabbit goes fast. And then you have the second rabbit that is working on his first cup of espresso. He's still half asleep. El conejo va lentamente. So let's see how we created those. So in English, when you create an adverb, you just add ly to it most of the time. In Spanish, instead of doing that, you are taking the adjective form and then you add mente to it. Mente. The only difference is that in English adjectives do not have gender, but in Spanish they do. And so what does that mean? That means that in Spanish you will have to take the feminine form of the adjective. For example, you have here a rápido, a masculine singular adjective, the way they come in the dictionary. So you change it to feminine, rápida, and then note it will be rápidamente, fast. You turned your adjective into the adverb. The case number 2, you have el conejo va lentamente. How did we get there? Lento is the singular masculine adjective, the way they come in the dictionary. So what do? You change it to feminine, lenta, and then you have here lentamente. So you changed your adjective into the feminine form, and then you add mente to it, and then you created your adverb from your adjective. Make sense? All right, let's take a look. So the same rabbit that was flying really fast went into the space and met, I don't know, the Martians. All right, and offered him a carrot, being nice. So let's see some adjectives that we see from this situation or somewhat related and create some adverbs from them. So you have here already lento, and we already have seen how it works. Lento is the singular masculine adjective. You change it into lenta. Why? Because in Spanish, if you have o, then a would be the feminine counterpart. Then you have another adjective, inteligente, intelligent. So in this case, this is unisex. It doesn't have a masculine feminine form. So you don't need to change anything. You just add mente right to it. So here you add it to the feminine form. So it will be lentamente, slowly. And here inteligentemente, it is intelligently. Next one will be científico. You change it to a because you remember that o will change to the a form, and then you add mente to it. And it will be cientificamente, scientifically. Then you have another one that ends on e again, and you remember if an adjective ends on e, it doesn't have to form. So you just add mente right to that form. You don't need to change anything because there is no feminine adjective. See? Okay, so finally you have words like despacio that looks like an adjective, and it is, but it looks like you could make an adverb out of it, but you can't because it's already an adjective and an adverb together, so you don't need to change anything. Despacio, it's already an adjective and the adverb, both. And then rapido, that you have seen, and you know that you can make it rapidamente. But the rapido form also exists and also is correct. So basically, it should be rapidamente, but rapido works both as the adjective and the adverb, while rapidamente is only the adverb. Both are correct. It's not that rare. In English, you also don't say fastly, you say fast, even though it's an adjective and not an adverb. So it works as both. So some exceptions do exist in both. Then finally, a word of caution. I wanted to make sure that you see that científico has here the accent mark. You see that? If the adjective has the accent mark, and even if you add mente to it, it still will keep the accent mark. Okay? You have the same thing here with rapido. It has the accent mark, and even if you add mente to it, rapidamente, as you have seen before, it will keep the accent mark. All right, finally, we have here, what did we learn here? Adverbs, adverbios, are dealing with the how, when, and where. The adverbs describe adjectives or verbs. Okay? Number two, you create adverbs by adding mente to the feminine singular adjective. Some adjectives in Spanish do not have masculine feminine form, then you add mente right away. You can skip that step. Okay? Next point, if an adjective has an accent mark, it will keep it as an adverb. And then finally, exceptions. Exceptions, they do exist. The words like rapido and despacio, they work as both adjectives and adverbs. And also some words, like in English, good does not become goodly, but becomes well. So in Spanish, bueno becomes bien. And that would correspond to well in English. It's an adverb. And then mal would be badly. Okay, so I hope it was clear. I hope you can deal with the adverbs now. I hope you remember that adverbs are the words that give you information about how, when, and where. And if it is not clear, let me know. I will re-record it. Okay? Ciao, pescao.